August 5th is election day in St. Kitts and Nevis. After over 2 months of anticipation from the electorate since the dissolution of Parliament in May, Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris at the People's Labour Party campaign launch in Tabernacle on Sunday night rang the bell and announced the date in front of party supporters.
That I have advised His Excellency the Governor General earlier this week that he should prepare for us to go to general elections in St. Kitts and Nevis on Friday the 5th of August 2022.
The PLP leader spoke about accomplishments of his government over the past 7 years and urged for the public support in the upcoming polls.
We have advanced work since the dawn on the largest solar farm in the region. This will bring greater reliability to our energy supply, and most importantly for me is that the cost of energy, the cost of electricity, when we would have finished, will be going down. Yes, we have kept our streets safe. We continue to do so. Someone before me mentioned the fact that we have the lowest level of gang-related homicides in our country, and we have the best detection rate in over 2 decades, 25 years.
Number one.
So I say thank you to our law enforcement officers. And in our new term, we will bring forward a special package of incentives reflecting increases in risk pay and salaries for our security officers. Give them a round of applause.
The August 5th election comes just 2 years since the Team Unity Coalition won the 2020 elections by a landslide. But disagreements among coalition leaders led to a motion of no confidence filed against the government by 6 government MPs, who were later fired from the cabinet by the Prime Minister. Parliament was subsequently dissolved and campaign from all 3 parties ensued, with opposition parties calling for the Prime Minister to ring the bell and announce the date for the elections. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
With the 2022 general elections just weeks away, St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party leader Dr. Terence Drew accused Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris of actions that were anti-democratic and unpatriotic. Dr. Drew, who is also the candidate of constituency number 8, told party supporters and a general listening audience to reject the Prime Minister and his party and to look forward to a St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party government that works on behalf of the people. He expressed these sentiments and provided insight into his party's governance should the SKN LP win the next elections.
Democracy, decency, and good governance for all of our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Labour is ready to serve. Labour is ready to make St. Kitts and Nevis number 1 again. Labour is ready to deliver health care. Labour is ready to deliver agriculture. Labour is ready to deliver housing. Labour is ready to deliver education. Labour is ready to deliver entertainment. Labour is ready to deliver for all of our people. You ready? I can sense the excitement. I understand why you are happy. It has been 7 long years. 7 long years of oppression. 7 long years of suppression. 7 long years of bad governance. 7 long years of poor health care. 7 long years of denial. And tonight we are saying that Liberation Day is coming and will be here on the 5th of August 2022.
With the announcement of the election date, the political campaigning is expected to become very intense over the next few weeks. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
When you're looking to sell, buy, rent, or manage a property, your answer has to be Diamond Real Estate and Management St. Kitts, Dreams. They provide oversight of real estate and physical property in St. Kitts and Nevis, perform regular maintenance, utility payments, and safety checks to ensure your property is well kept. Dreams manages and optimizes your rental listing, recruits tenants, and much more. Looking to sell that parcel of land or property, or dreaming of owning your own? Trust Dreams under the leadership and experience of its CEO, Velma Merchant. Many can attest to her professionalism and customer service. Diamond Real Estate Management St. Kitts. Call 663-7326 or visit their office at 15 Shadwell Industrial Estate, making your real estate dreams come true.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
When visiting St. Martin, you want clean, affordable accommodations. You need Midtown Motel in the heart of Phillipsburg, a place where you can relax, take a stroll on Great Bay Beach, and that provides you easy access to great shopping. Midtown Motel, located on Front Street, Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Call Midtown Motel at 721-542-0614 and book your stay today. Come get your fresh smoothie at Master Mix Smoothie in Bastyr at 2 locations, the Bastyr Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Get a fresh, all-natural, healthy and tasty smoothie with flavors of your choice. Master Mix Smoothie knows the flavors that you like and mixes it all up for you the way you want it. Master Mix Smoothie, 2 locations, the Bastyr Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Master Mix Smoothie, always the real thing, always smoothie.
Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
In an appearance on the PAM political platform in constituency number 3, CCM's leader Mark Brantley called on voters to take the general elections seriously. Brantley, also referred to as a sheriff in political circles, also took the opportunity to give support to PAM candidates, as both PAM and CCM have made it known they will form a new political coalition to deal with the country's issues and the pursuit of national development.
I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, let us treat this election seriously. Let us go out in our numbers and let us ensure that we get a government that cares, a government we can trust, leadership in Church Street that we can trust. And that is why I have said that with Sean Richards, we know that we have somebody who will put the country first. With Sean Richards, we know that we have somebody who has been there, who has seen the good times and the bad times, and who understands from his humble beginnings to where he is now how to lead. And I am sure, Sean, that the rest of the team will be right there. We're going to come down from Nevis. When we win, I want you to give a whole week off, because that is how important it's going to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go. I don't want to go, but I have to go. Please, on election day, which will be sometime early August, when you come Nevis for Jam for Juve, then you come back for the parade, I believe soon after, get your finger ready. Because we're going and vote, and when we vote here in the village, there's only one candidate. That is the Honorable, let me give him his name now, the Honorable Milo Box Freeman.
Meanwhile, PAM's leader Sean Richards said despite delays by the PLP Prime Minister, his time has run out. According to Richards, voters will now have their say in the 5th August polls.
Destiny is no longer in Harris's hand. I understand that he's over there and it's like he's afraid to ring the bell. They say he over there and he repeating himself over and over again. He's saying the same thing, but the bell has rung for him. He's powerless. He has dragged out the inevitable, trying his hardest to frustrate the people. He has been playing games with people's lives and people's livelihoods. But every day that passes between now and election day, he becomes weaker and he will become more desperate too. I am not surprised it's the 5th. I could have told you all it's the 5th of August. Right now, freedom has come to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Freedom has come to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
In the anticipation of the date for the 2020 general elections, all political parties have stepped up their campaigning machinery. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline. Members of the Coalition of Non-Governmental Organizations in St. Kitts and Nevis are calling on political parties to cease the defacing of public property recently evident in the current political climate leading into general elections. In a press release issued 14 July by the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, a member of the coalition, concern was expressed over the upsurge in the unlawful painting of public structures, some having historical significance. The release states in part, quote, "We implore the leaders of each political party in St. Kitts and Nevis who have openly and proudly executed the code of conduct for the political process to publicly and privately denounce such behaviors and discourage your supporters from taking such childish and vandalistic actions. Paint applied by political party activists in public areas and on historical structures should be removed immediately," end quote. It has been noted that several areas of stoneworks, sections of buildings, and public walls have been defaced with paint of party colors and various forms of graffiti. The Coalition of Non-Governmental Organizations also pointed to, quote, "political activists," unquote, defacing and destroying the campaign posters and billboards of their opponents. In the interest of peace, maturity, decency, democracy, and fairness, the release states, the coalition wants election officials and persons in authority to ensure the general elections that the electoral laws and regulations are fully observed and not circumvented. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guesthouse Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guesthouse and Convention Center to book your next event on simply the most beautiful place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Making your event memorable. It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SK Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
An open interactive event can be described as
tremendous, effective,
on par with any conference around the world.
From exhibitions to trade shows, corporate events to product launches, from press events to political functions. We are the secret sauce behind events that make you go, wow. We've staged multiple world-class events in the Caribbean and developed the skill to deliver quality in every detail, whether the event is live or fully virtual, or maybe even somewhere in between. At Open Interactive, we got your events covered. Get your free quotation today at www.madebyopen.com.
And the Prime Minister continues to fire back at the opposition, who's been calling for the government to increase social spending to cushion the effects of the rising cost of living. Opposition leader Mark Golding wants the government to spend roughly $40 billion. So far, the government has allocated roughly $4 billion, targeting sectors of society, including the most vulnerable.
There are those who are saying to us, forget about spending and building for the future. Take 5% or 2% or 3% of your GDP and just spend it. We have done that before. We have ended up spending money that we don't have. And as a result of shocks, we end up in debt. In other words, we took a decision that we're going to spend the money now and pay for it in the future. Who will pay for it in the future?
Mr. Holness adds that the economic hardships facing Jamaica has been worsened by the ripple effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine crisis.
Let us ride out this period of exogenous shocks to our economy, external shocks, not created by the government. When you go out into the market and you hear people say, no, go on, government not care, this, run them with that argument. The best way to show you care is to manage the economy well so that the country doesn't collapse, so that we don't end up like other countries.
The Prime Minister was speaking at the launch of the Youth Summer Employment Program in Westmoreland. 6,000 young people will be employed over the next 6 weeks. Since 2017, over 27,000 youngsters have benefited and roughly 500 employed in the area of local government.
An application by Attorney General Anil Nandlal, which was intended to block former Police Service Commission Chairman Paul Slow from challenging a decision by President Irfan Ali to suspend the Police Service Commission last year, has been thrown out by the High Court. The court found that the grounds of appeal by the Attorney General really didn't raise any grounds that are of merit and therefore refused it. Court costs of $75,000 was also awarded to Mr. Slow to be paid by July 29, 2022. Slow was represented by attorneys Selwyn Peters, Dexter Todd, and Dexter Smart. This means that the way is now clear for the High Court judge to move ahead to hear the substantive challenge brought by the former Police Service Commission to the suspension of its commissioners and non-promotion of ranks. When President Ali suspended the then Police Service Commission, the commission moved to the court challenging the decision. Attorney General Anil Nandlal also moved to the court before Justice Gino Prasad, asking for the matter to be discharged as the commission was no longer in place. However, on March 29, 2022, the court ruled that the issues raised by Slow and the parties in the case are matters of public interest supported by case law. According to Justice Prasad, the case should be heard and determined on its merits, stressing that it is of public importance and interest. Also, that the case would bring clarity on the role of the President's executive power and the issue of the legality of the President's suspension of the PSC. Mr. Slow has always maintained that President Ali's suspension of the Police Service Commission is unconstitutional. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
latest on the battle against the monkeypox virus. Cases continue to rise across the country, with here in New York City as the epicenter of the nation's outbreak. According to the CDC, the city accounts for more than 30% of U.S. monkeypox cases. Officials are trying to fight the virus head-on, opening 3 mass vaccination sites, and another clinic is expected to open soon. NBC News correspondent Antonia Hilton joins us now with the latest from one of those vaccination centers. She's here in Manhattan. Antonia, good morning. Now, one of the big issues we've been hearing about with monkeypox was a lack of vaccine supply. So what's the latest with that? Do these sites have what they need?
That's right, Savannah. To paint a picture for you, on Friday evening, the city made available 9,200 slots for first shots of the monkeypox vaccine. And that went live at 6 p.m. By 6:07, every slot was gone. And consistently, people who have been trying to get access to this vaccine have described the attempt and the website portals in order to get slots for these vaccine shots like something like the Hunger Games. So there's immense need here, and health officials say that in the coming days and weeks, they want tens of thousands more vaccines here on the ground, and they say it's really urgent here, not just in New York, which is the epicenter, but around the country. Take a listen to the New York City Health Commissioner describing the need here.
We need tens of thousands of doses. We're still working on the total number we think we need, but we've gotten a total of about 20,000 vaccines from the federal government to date, and we need much, much more than that. I think tens of thousands more, yeah. We need significantly more vaccine than we've gotten, and this will be a process that will take weeks to get all the people. If we get the supply that we need, it will take weeks to get shots into arms.
Because the need here is so severe, Savannah, right now they are focused on getting first shots into as many arms as possible, even though this is a 2-shot regimen. This has some health officials a little nervous because 2 shots is what really gives people the full protection against this virus. But right now, as health officials scramble to get ahead of a virus that frankly got its foothold in New York before the testing and vaccination infrastructure was ready, they feel they need to focus on just getting as many first shots into people as they can, Savannah.
And Antonia, how are they prioritizing who is getting that first round?
Well, right now, eligibility is severely restricted, and it's focused on men who have sex with men, bi, transgender people, people who have anonymous or multiple sexual partners. And the reason that they're focused on that group of individuals is just because that's where the outbreak started. I want to be really clear that this is not a sexually transmitted disease. It's a disease that can spread to anyone with close contacts. And so certainly, even if you don't fit that initial eligibility guideline, you should be reaching out to health officials or to your PCP if you feel that you've had close contact with someone who has monkeypox, or that you have concerns for your own health for whatever reason. Again, it started in this community, and because there's restricted supply, they need to focus on getting shots into those arms. But there is no reason why other folks in New York shouldn't be on high alert right now and paying great attention, because this is a disease that can spread to anyone, Savannah.
And Antonia, of course, we just went through a massive vaccine rollout with COVID-19, and New York was the epicenter then. We had to learn a lot of lessons. Anything we're taking from that here with monkeypox that we learned?
Well, a lot of the lessons learned here in New York City focus around equity. And equity is something that's really challenging to accomplish when you are in a situation of scarcity. There aren't that many resources. People are scrambling. New York has also had technical issues with the website where they have been doling out the appointments. And so equity has been difficult to accomplish, but it has been front of mind. The way that New York has tackled this so far is by making sure that they're setting up clinics for these vaccines in every single one of the boroughs. Here in Chelsea, this site where I am today was the very first site. And while Chelsea is known as a more upscale neighborhood in Manhattan, it also is where so many, a large portion of the cases have come from. And so they really wanted to get in there, get the vaccine very locally available to those who would need it first. But they are making sure that that infrastructure spreads around the city. Take a listen again to the health commissioner here.
While doing this, we're also really focusing on equity, so making sure that we're putting enough shots in arms quickly, while also ensuring that we're getting enough vaccine out to communities that are hardest to reach. One of the biggest lessons from COVID was how important it is to build that in from the beginning. and to ensure that we're reaching the hardest to reach communities from the beginning of our vaccination campaign.
Despite all those efforts, when you talk to people who've been on the ground at these vaccination sites, they say it's been incredibly difficult, that at times people who know someone who works in the health department or who just happen to be on the website at the right time have been able to get those shots and those appointments. And so the city is actively trying right now to make sure that the process of actually booking these appointments for the people who need them is more equitable and more easily accessible. Savannah.
All right, Antonia Hilton, thank you so much.
There were victories for Trafalgar South Stars, Hobson Enterprises Garden Hotspurs, Flo Fujikan Rockets, and St. Peter's FC in SKNFA Premier League action on the weekend at the Warner Park. On Friday, South Stars delivered a shock victory over the struggling Escrave Newtown United 1-0, with that goal coming from Shamari Hanley in the 85th minute. The match between Saddlers and Keon was cancelled as Saddlers did not have enough players to start the match, giving Keon the win by default. That would have been Saddlers' last match of the season, finishing with 26 points. On Saturday, TGE Diabe Eagles made a contest of their match against St. Peter's, but still lost 2-1. Silas Connonier gave St. Peter's the lead in the 65th minute, but 10 minutes later, Shaveen Boston pounced on a defensive error in the back, scoring the equalizer in the 75th minute. But a minute later, Deanna Stevens ensured St. Peter's walked away with all 3 points, scoring in the 76th minute. In the second match of that doubleheader on Saturday night, Hobson Enterprises Garden Hotspurs left it late to edge out Ramsville Superstars 1-0, the goal coming from Amani Williams in the 84th minute. The SKNFA Premier League continues this Wednesday, starting at 6 p.m.
Welcome to the SKN Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Boole. Here is a look at the forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.